times when I've heard that verse, to live as Christ and to die as gain, used in a way that suggests Paul might not have grieved, or it's used as a way to kind of downplay the importance of grief or the reality of grief. Maybe when a loved one dies, a Christian might think, well, I shouldn't mourn because after all, they're in a better place. But even within that same letter to the Philippians, in the next chapter over, at the end of chapter 2, Paul will say about a friend of his, Epaphroditus, one of the Philippian church members who has come to Paul and tried to help him there in his imprisonment. Well, Epaphroditus grew gravely ill and in fact almost died. And Paul says that God spared him sorrow upon sorrow in rescuing Epaphroditus from this death. What that means is that had Epaphroditus died, Paul would have been desolate. He would have grieved. His heart would have been greatly pained. Paul is very real in acknowledging that death is horrible. And it's horrible whether it's a believer or an unbeliever. Even though we know that the believer is safe in their Father's arms, that doesn't change the fact that we miss them. And Paul acknowledges that. And I think Christians today can recognize that though they have great hope, that doesn't change the fact that for a time there will be tears. And it's not a lack of faith, it's just the reality that death hurts.